Last summer, 3 12-year-old girls are having the time of their lives at a slumber party. They're watching movies, doing facials, all the snacks you can handle, the usual thing, except they have no idea their friend's dad is dosing their drinks, waiting for them to fall asleep. Is this the creepiest dad of all time? Yeah. I'm Amy, and this is your recap. Lake Oswego, Oregon is one of the safest cities in America. It's also one of the wealthiest. The cushy little town just outside Portland is the kind of place you want to raise your kids. You definitely wouldn't think twice about dropping your daughter off at the Meyden house for a sleepover with her friends. Now, it's supposed to be a spa night for a group of 12-year-olds. That's like a fancy way of saying slumber party with facials. But 57-year-old Michael Meyden is really into it. It's his idea. His daughter invites 3 of her friends over. Now, one is her good friend. The other 2, they're friends, but they haven't actually been over to her house before. But Mr. Meyden's determined to make it memorable, and that he does. But he's not expecting them to remember quite so much of it. He takes them to get their nails done. He picks up pizza for dinner, and he's constantly checking on them, like forcing his way into the conversation. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, what did Annabelle say yesterday? You know what I mean. It's like, Dad, go away already. But he's the entertainment director on the SS Slumber Party, with this whole list of activities for them, like playing in the sprinklers, going in the hot tub, a lot of bathing suit related stuff. And he's got a special snack planned for later. So after dinner, the girls are watching movies, they're doing the facial thing, typical routine. It's getting late, but they're not even tired. It's like, maybe they'll stay up all night, who cares? Well, sometime around 11-ish, Mr. Meyden comes down with a tray of mango smoothies. Special treat. They're this dull orange color, and he poured them into those milkshake glasses. You know, the tall ones that make you feel like you're in a diner in the 50s or something? So he passes the drinks out. His daughter too, and he's like, drink up, and he's serious. It's not one of those throwaway things dads say even if they don't really care if you have it or not. No, he's watching to make sure they really do drink up. And don't switch glasses either, he tells them, which is like weird because why shouldn't they trade if they want a different colored straw or something? But he's really serious about that too. No switching. So the girls grab their glasses and they take a sip. Like, it's good, but it's also not good because it's full of these little white chunks and this like white powdery stuff also kind of on top too. One girl doesn't want to drink it. It's like, tastes weird. But Michael insists. He sees that she's not drinking, but she's trying to be nice about it because it seems so important to him. But when he wises up, he won't let it drop. He pushes her to just try it. It's like, you'll like it. And then he makes her another one and tells her to try this one. You're definitely going to like this one. But she really doesn't. And this seems to make him angry. And he accuses her of switching straws between the 2 drinks. The first one had a green straw and the second one was blue, or maybe it was the other way around. But either way, he did not want them switched. It's all like a little too much. I mean, this grown man is so invested in this drink, right? So finally, she just drinks a little and acts like she enjoys it. And it seems to work because once he sees them all sipping, he goes back upstairs to wait. She doesn't know that yet. But one girl drinks 2 smoothies. The others have 1, and our girl just has a little of one. And it feels like it all happens in just a few minutes, but it's past midnight when they fall into a deep, unnatural sleep. Well, all but one of them. So 2 friends are on a pull-out couch. Our girl, the one who's awake, is the only one who did not finish her smoothie. And she's got her arm around her friend on the pull-out, like she's hugging her. This girl is out cold. She won't wake up. She's getting worried. A 4th girl and Michael's daughter are passed out in her nearby bedroom. Now, not long after they all go quiet, our girl hears Mr. Meyden coming downstairs, real quiet. So she shuts her eyes so he won't know she's awake, but she feels him coming closer, so she takes a peek. Mr. Meyden is touching them. I mean, not touching, but what? Touching. He lifts her arm off her sleeping friend, and he tries to pull the unconscious girl away from her, trying to separate them for some reason she does not want to let herself think about. It's all she can do to keep up the act. She had enough of that mango concoction to be feeling pretty woozy herself, but if she passes out too, she doesn't know what might happen. So when he goes back upstairs, she puts her arm back over her friend, trying to protect her if she can, And then he comes back downstairs. He sees that she's hugging her friend again, so he's got to suspect she's not asleep. And he puts his finger under her nose. you know? Then she can sense him waving his hand in front of her face, you know what I mean? Making sure she's asleep before he takes her hand and kind of like moves it. She is terrified. And then he leaves through the sliding glass door into the backyard. This time she goes for her phone. She's like texting, "Mom, please pick me up. Say I had a family emergency, please. I might not respond," which is so smart, right? "I might not respond, but just come get me. Please, please, please. I don't feel safe." But it's close to 2 a.m. now and Mom's asleep. So the next time he comes in, he stands near the headboard for what feels like forever. I mean, at least 15 minutes. She can just feel him watching her. Why does he keep texting if they're asleep? As soon as he's gone, she keeps texting over and over again, but nothing. So she's calling now practically everyone in her contacts list, or that's the way it feels, before someone finally picks up. All this time, she has no idea if her friend's dad is coming back and what he might do when he finds out she's going home. It's a family friend who finally comes for her. And when they text that they're outside, she gets up to get her stuff. That's when she runs into Michael. She's like, "I have a family emergency. I have arrived. They're right out there, but I have got to leave." And he's kind of slurring his words like he's drunk, but he doesn't try to stop her. On her way out, she slams the door hard, hoping to wake up her friends, but they're still out cold. Now, back at home, she wakes up her parents and tells them what's going on. They have to save the other girls. She's not just going to leave them there. So Mom calls the other parents, and they all rush over to the Meydens. It's 3 a.m., but Michael's more alert now. So when they tell him they're there for the girls, he says, "I don't understand." According to the affidavit, he goes downstairs to check on them. He comes back in a few minutes and says, "They're asleep. Why don't you come back tomorrow?" But come on. Is there any excuse in the world that would make you leave your daughter there after that? Oh, hell no. So later that afternoon, August 26, 2023, they take the girls to the hospital to see what's going on. And they test positive for benzodiazepine, a prescription drug for insomnia and anxiety. Now, putting it into your kid's mango smoothie as some kind of sick slumber party snack, definitely not what the FDA had in mind for this drug, especially when these girls are just tiny. 12 years old, less than 100 pounds, with livers that did not expect a night with Prince Valium. Now, even hours later, the girls are still groggy and out of it. A search of the Meyden house turns up a Vitamix, handheld blender, the reusable colored straws, a mortar and a pestle, to grind things down, and prescription bottles of temazepam. It's like Xanax or Valium, but it's stronger and it knocks you out faster, usually because it's made for insomnia versus anxiety. And the amount of it in the kids' systems is off the charts high. His daughter also tests positive for the drug, according to the district attorney, but it doesn't appear that she's included in the charges that follow. At the time, Michael Meyden was a 57-year-old human resources director at a renewable energy company. His coworkers tell the New York Post that this creepy dad was always asking questions about their kids, even scrolling through and liking at least one of their daughter's cheerleading pictures on Facebook. No one else from the office is doing that. It takes months to get this man behind bars. In the meantime, his wife of 16 years, check out this wedding picture. Well, she files for divorce and gets full custody of their 2 kids. It's not clear if she was actually in the house that night. Apparently, Japanese is her primary language, so she may have been there but not actually interacting as much because of a language barrier. So Michael moves out of his $1 million house and into an RV park in Vancouver, Washington. He turns himself in on February 28, 2024 on charges of drugging these kids. But again, not his daughter. She's not included in the victim count for who knows what reason. In June of 2024, he gets his day in court, and here is what he had to say for himself. He wanted the girls in bed by 10:30 and asleep by 11. When they wouldn't settle down, he dosed a batch of smoothies. Do you believe that? He pleaded guilty to 3 felony counts and got 2 years in prison. Should he have gotten more time? You're a true crime fan. How do you feel about slumber parties? I don't know. I'd be a massive helicopter parent. Let's talk about it in the comments below. And if you like getting all the crime in half the time, let us know with a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe so you never miss a recap. Chris and I are here 3 times a week. See you soon.